for tonight's battle between Boston's number 2 ranked Shawn Mannion and his opponent, Jamaican-born number 1 ranked Mike the Body Snatcher McCallum. By the end of the 15 rounds, one of these combatants will emerge as the new junior middleweight champion. Against Tony Suero in April of '83, McCallum demonstrated his crisp, precise punching power and combinations that kept coming. Suero was to become the 18th victim of McCallum's professional career. The body snatcher, after only 3 rounds, had grabbed another one. Months after the Suero fight, McCallum put his technique to work again, this time against Jose Vallejo. The confrontation lasted only 5 rounds, and Mike McCallum had racked up KO number 17. Determined to remain undefeated, McCallum faced Hasim Raza in March. After only 1 round, it was over, and McCallum earned the right to fight for the unclaimed title. Awaiting the challenge of Mike McCallum is a native-born Irishman by the name of Shawn Mannion. Outsmarted and outpointed the Korean and took the decision along with Bake's world rating. When Mannion faced Roosevelt Green in February of 1984, he displayed more punching power than ever before. This 7-round knockout gave proof that Shawn Mannion is You've heard from both the participants. Here's a good look at Shawn Mannion. He is the number 2 ranked, as you see, WBA junior middleweight contender. He's a guy who Mike McCallum is not going to have to look for. We know that for a fact.
Well, he's a brawler. In fact, he will be in the fight the whole time.
McCallum is a guy who throws a lot of punches and combinations. He, of course, had a lot of work at the Kronk Gym with Emanuel Stewart. However, there have been some problems on the managerial scene, which we'll expound on a little bit more as time goes on. In his corner now, not Emanuel Stewart, but Dan Duva. Here's a look at the tail of the tape, and as you can see, McCallum has about 3 inches in height, and that could be a factor in this fight, I'd have to think, Larry.
Well, it depends how you use your height. There have been some tall fighters that haven't used it to their advantage. We'll have to see how McCallum faces a really good boxer like Mannion.
Tony Suero is the common opponent, wherein something really shows between these two, as Suero knocked Shawn Mannion out in the 8th round, and McCallum handle Tony Suero. Now, let's go up to the ring announcer, Michael Buffer, for the pre-fight introductions. Michael?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madison Square Garden, the temple of big-time professional boxing. Top Rank Incorporated is proud to bring to the fans here and all around the world watching on TV, Championship Boxing. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association. The ringside supervisor for the WBA is Maurice Sleep. The judges are Carol Paulus of Pennsylvania, Johnny Lobianco of New York, and Carol Castellano of New York. The ringside physicians are Dr. Earl Shaw and Dr. William Latham. The timekeeper is Freddie Albatello. Counting for the knockdown seconds, Arthur Mercanti, and the referee from New York is Tony Perez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, man your battle stations. This is for the vacant World Boxing Association Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. 15 rounds. Introducing first in the red corner. He's wearing green trunks and weighs 154 pounds even. His professional record, 29 victories, only 5 losses and 1 draw. Originally from Rossmock in County Galway, Ireland. Now out of Dorchester, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 2 contender in the world, Irish Sean Mannion. And in the blue corner, he's wearing gold trunks with black and green trim. He weighs 153 3/4 pounds. His professional record, undefeated in 21 consecutive bouts. From Kingston, Jamaica, the number 1 challenger in the world, Mike the Body Snatcher McCallum.
Tony Perez, the referee, with the instructions.
Sean, I just gave you the instructions in the dressing rooms. At this time, is there any questions at all? All right, shake hands, and good luck to both of you.
Well, it'll be colorful, if nothing else. Mike McCallum wearing Jamaican colors, actually. Gold, green, black trim. Sean Mannion, the green and white of Ireland.
This may be the first championship fight to be judged by 2 women.
Carol Polis, Carol Castellano.
They have about
judges.
And they have about 20 championship fights of experience.
McCallum has come into the ring relatively cool, unlike Mannion. That's something, Ray, I know you've talked about on numerous occasions.
Well, there's no perspiration on either fighter. They're in fact, they're a little, at this moment now, they're a little tight. And I wouldn't be surprised if something dramatic happened, like a knockdown. This is a big opportunity for both fighters.
And McCallum showing a good jab early on here. He will throw a lot of combinations. He's very quick. And frankly, when we talked yesterday, he's a very nice young man to begin with. When we talked yesterday, he was saying that his toughest fights so far have come in the gym at Kronk.
He knows how effective the left jab of McCallum is. It's very straight, it's accurate, and this left jab is going to do a lot for him in the fight against a southpaw like Sean Mannion. It will keep Mannion off balance, and also it will enable McCallum to deliver a right hand left hook.
McCallum with the right hand lead going downstairs, missed a little short. That lunging left by Mannion was caught on McCallum's gloves halfway through the first round. Crowd support here in favor of Mannion. And you can hear them chanting.
Well, in order for Mannion to win or to be effective, he needs to get inside. He has to make a fight out of this, make a brawl out of this fight. He can't stand back and try to box a guy of the height of Mike McCallum.
McCallum, the good quick left hand. This is a round of pretty much a feeling out process on both sides.
The left jab is really bothering Sean Mannion because he can't get set. Every time he makes a move, McCallum throws that left jab, and it connects.
So we come down toward the end of the first round, a round which has already seen a little bit of redness and just the slightest bit of puffiness on the right side of Sean Mannion's face.
it easy.
Deep breath.
Come on.
I'm going to get down. Okay, relax now, relax. Nothing in a hurry. Okay. Know what I say. Nothing more to the right.
According to those very close to Mannion, and they're very open about it, his biggest problem in the past has been that he hit the bottle harder than his opponents, but he's supposedly in training, and of course, here's Marvin Hagler in his dressing room, perhaps an hour away from defending his title for the 10th time.
That's only thing.
Sean Mannion, Mike McCallum.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Once again, the left jab of Mike McCallum starting to go to work on Sean Mannion.
So this is the second round, and the pace picks up just a little bit early on in the second round. Both corners telling their man to be patient.
Well, that is the key, Barry. In fact, the way that Mike McCallum is fighting Sean Mannion is flat-footed. And because Sean can't get inside, it's okay. And normally with an aggressive fighter, a southpaw, it's good to move around the ring. But I don't see no problem that Sean Mannion is making for Mike McCallum because he can't get inside due to the left jab of McCallum.
And the fact is, Mannion is not a guy who you would have to consider to be a knockout puncher. He's had his share, but he is not a guy who you really have to worry about knocking you out.
That's something to also look forward to. You notice when Sean Mannion reaches inside, the right hand grazed his chin.
That was a very good, quick right hand thrown by McCallum when Mannion did get in. And there's a great shot to the body. Remember Mike McCallum's nickname, the body snatcher. He's making good on that right now. He's going downstairs for the body, and he did hurt Mannion a moment ago with a good, solid left hand.
In fact, Mannion he didn't agree with the fact he was hit, you know, while the guys were clinching. And the rabbit punch that McCallum hit him with.
And Tony Perez.
It might help him, Barry. A little anger, a little more energy, and the fact of being frustrated might help Sean Mannion in this fight. Because, like, as of now, he's not doing anything. He's retreating, and against a fighter, the right hand there, a fighter like the caliber of Mike McCallum, he just asks for trouble.
Every time Mannion does get inside, and McCallum holding and hitting there, and we'll see if he doesn't get a warning here from Perez for hooking. He does not.
That was a beautiful series of right uppercuts thrown by McCallum.
And when Mannion gets inside, he gets the worst of it. So he almost has no place to go. Coming down toward the end of the second round.
We're going into Mike McCallum's corner. Mike McCallum hasn't done anything wrong. Now let's take a look at the body shot there to the right side. And he'll come back over the top and then come back on the other side. There's a shot. There's a borderline shot, but not a low blow. So far, Mannion doesn't have any answers for what McCallum is giving him. And he may duck into a right hand here soon, trying to get away from the body shots and the left, Ray.
Well, that replay also indicated that Mannion does not like it to the body. And I'm sure that McCallum's going to go right back to the body and try to hurt him, and then put those beautiful combinations together and get him out of there.
McCallum has been very workmanlike and very effective through the first two rounds. There's another good right hand. McCallum showing a good ability with both hands. Very patient fighter so far.
Back lane. Okay, very good.
for a counter right hand by McCallum to come into play because, again, Barry, Mannion is still running in with that chin exposed.
All right, break. Break. No holding and hitting. Come on. Come back.
McCallum getting inside once more. You saw for a moment the right hand of Mannion drop.
I still see that Mannion does not like it to the body. And I don't see why McCallum's not staying there.
Well, he went right back to it there, and once more you could just see the arms drop. No question that he's hurt by those body shots.
He should work, McCallum should work to the body and come up with the counter right hand.
Puffiness around the right eye of Sean Mannion started in the first round. Mannion fighting like a confused fighter at the moment, and as Larry Merchant mentioned, he has no place to go. Pretty hard to hide in that square, isn't it?
It's so small. In fact, especially when your man is aggressive.
All right. Right
What McCallum's doing now is a beautiful job. He's working that jab. It's a thing of beauty.
And there's a left hand by Mannion. There was a surprise, and that'll get his attention.
Will also get some respect from Mike McCallum. And that's what Sean needs to do. He needs to take the initiative and throw his own punches.
There's a little bit of blood on the bottom part of the right eye alongside the bridge of the nose of Sean Mannion. And another good right hand body shot. Well, McCallum has come back from that one left hand by Mannion. And those downstairs shots are really taking their toll.
Mannion definitely has to fire back.
Sean Mannion has a look in his eyes as he knows better than anyone is telling him that he's overmatched right now. He's a brave, he's a spirited fighter, and he'll hang in there as long as he can. But he appears to be overmatched.
McCallum has been pacing up since the first round. Every round a little bit more active, a little bit busier, throwing a few more punches. And he scored effectively right from the opening bell.
Well, the third round was a good round for Sean Mannion. At least he fired back. He threw punches, and he gained a little respect. Again, he just nailed McCallum with that lead-off left.
And once again,
you notice now also, McCallum's not just rushing in anymore. He's starting to wait. He's starting to think now.
Mannion starting to find the range a little bit here in round number 4.
And normally fighting southpaw, brother, is very awkward because this guy is doing just the opposite. And the reason it's somewhat easy for McCallum is because of his height and his reach advantage. He's able to throw punches without getting off balance.
Both men in our conversations yesterday say they have trained to go the distance, 15 rounds, even though neither one would like to particularly. Mannion breathing through his mouth a little bit here in the 4th round. And again, that jab bothering him.
Sean Mannion needs to be first. He needs to get his punches off first. Fortnite, he's a shorter fighter. His arms are shorter. He needs to get inside. He has to be the one to work and dictate the fight.
That left hand shot by the head of McCallum.
All good.
Hand, but that one did not appear to hurt McCallum. Might have been a little bit short with it.
But what's happening now with McCallum, he's starting to telegraph his punches. And he's going straight back, which is wrong because a fighter like Mannion gains momentum, he comes straight in, and he's able to catch those lead-off left hands.
Good counterpunch by McCallum.
This is when Mannion needs to fire back inside. While McCallum is throwing his combination, Mannion should be throwing his.
That's the end of the fourth round.
Let's see, Mannion did come up with an answer here in this round. There was a right jab that landed, and he landed a couple of straight left hands, lead left hands in that round. He didn't win the round, but he did give McCallum something to think about.
So we start the fifth round, and we'll see if round 4 didn't give Mannion a little bit of confidence. No further blood from underneath the eye, so whatever the problem was, they have managed to stop it pretty much. Still a puffiness around Mannion's eye, but it does not appear to be cut.
That too is what should bother McCallum, those little head feints, body feints. Mannion can hit McCallum, and I don't know why he's not doing it. Continue to do it, brother.
Every time Mannion does get inside, McCallum gets him out of there in a hurry. That was a good right hand by McCallum. And Mannion comes right back with a right hand of his own.
All right, break. Break.
The left jab of Mike McCallum has been doing a job on the right eye of Sean Mannion. Seems to be a slight swelling above the right eye.
All right, break. Don't hold him and hit him. Okay. Two hands free all the time. Two hands free all the time.
Coming down toward the 1 minute mark here. Minute and 10 seconds remaining in the fifth round.
With the tools that Sean Mannion possesses, he needs to make more of a fight out of this, more of a brawl, a barroom brawl out of this fight. He needs to make McCallum exchange punches, and hopefully he'll get lucky. But on the outside, he's asking for a lot of trouble due to the left jab, the beautiful left jab of Mike McCallum, which has been doing a great job on that right eye of Sean Mannion.
Mannion trying to get inside, but McCallum has just been able to keep him off of him just enough. There was a straight right hand right on the nose. Best punch of the fight for McCallum. And Mannion is hurt. Mannion trying to tie his man up, just keep him off him as best he can. 10 seconds remaining here. Some of the sting seems to have gone from Mannion after that good straight right hand.
Oh.
And that was low.
Mannion's main consolation right now is that he's getting $75,000 for this fight, by far the biggest purse of his career, and McCallum is only getting $30,000. I'll explain why later on.
You saw that swelling on the eyelid of Sean Mannion, and that can really cause him some problems, Ray, I would think.
Oh, yes, and I have first-hand experience, because as the rounds progress, the eye has to get worse, and which means Sean needs to go to work. Sean Mannion definitely needs to go to work.
McCallum unmarked here. This is the sixth round. McCallum doing pretty much what he has to do here.
Again, Barrett, that left jab, it's coming out. And it's coming out now. It's coming out more frequently than the earlier rounds. But it's more of a snap jab. You know, it's an open glove.
Just trying to pester Mannion, keep that jab on his eye if he can. Swelling can only get worse.
And the reason for the open glove jab, it comes out quicker. It reaches the target faster.
And he's got it zeroed in pretty well in that eye of Sean Mannion. McCallum looks like a fighter who's just trying to pick his spots right at the moment.
Well, McCallum is converting intent at this point just to throw the left jab and try to get that right hand in. The right eye of Sean Mannion seems to be getting worse. And it's due to the left jab. Once again, the left jab has worked beautifully for Mike McCallum.
It's been very effective, particularly in this round. There's a left hand by Mannion that did get into the head of Mike McCallum.
You know, Barrett, what I see,
And another left hand.
Mannion does not come to life until he's hurt. That's when he starts throwing his punches and starts becoming aggressive.
McCallum definitely seems susceptible. I think you're right, Ray. Every time Mannion gets stung, it seems to wake him up a little bit. And once again,
there it is again.
Mannion fighting back.
He probably took that round.
Sean Mannion's corner, they were saying, you're starting to feel good, aren't you? And Mannion agreed that he did. So let's see what happens now in round 7.
Really?
That's what he said.
It also seems to me that Sean is having trouble breathing because he is breathing from the mouth.
And he has been doing that actually since the 4th round. And we pointed that out. Mannion trying to throw punches in combination a little bit more. Now missed with the right hand. McCallum just seems to be in control of the fight, Ray, but every now and then he just seems to get a little careless.
Well, things seem to be going his way for a while, and McCallum just gets a little too relaxed and too careless. And that's a perfect time for Mannion to take advantage of it. I would imagine it would be easier for Sean Mannion to fight McCallum against the ropes, and not in the middle of the ring.
Right hand by Mannion, best of that exchange.
Mannion hits McCallum with the shot, and he moves away instead of taking it to him. Now he should stay there. This is when Sean Mannion should stay inside and continue to fight and continue to throw punches.
That swelling has not gotten appreciably worse in the last couple of rounds. Inside a minute to go. There's a good left hand by McCallum. McCallum has picked the pace up a little bit here. Right hand by McCallum.
With those right uppercuts, they're beautiful shots to go against a southpaw. But she come back with a beautiful left uppercut and left hook.
did stay in there that time, but he couldn't get anything off.
Well, he waited too late too, Barry.
To finish what I was saying earlier, Mannion is getting $75,000 because he has a promotional contract with Bob Arum. McCallum is getting $30,000 because he refused to sign a promotional contract with Arum, and took, in which case he would have gotten $75,000. And that's an expression of his confidence that if he wins the title, why, he'll be a free agent and be able to get better deals for himself.
And when it's the last time you can remember a total between two men of $105,000 in a championship fight, right?
There you go.
You made that in the locker room, didn't you?
Well, a few times. But Barry, you know, it's starting to take its toll. Those punches starting to take a toll on Sean Mannion. I mean, his face now is starting to be worn. His nose seems to be slight, well, good right hand.
Very good right hand. Mannion's hurt. Tries to fight back. McCallum is on him. Mannion, he got a left hand in, and that backed McCallum off.
Slight swelling on the bridge of the nose of Sean Mannion.
A jab now working to the face very effectively of Mike McCallum. Mannion throwing a lot more arm punches than he was earlier.
That was a beautiful right uppercut by McCallum.
All right, break. Step back clean. Come on, that's it.
Tempo of the fight dictated by Mike McCallum almost from the opening bell.
This is also the classic confrontation, boxing against the puncher, the slugger. And for Sean Mannion, it's been tough because he's yet to figure out a way to get through to that left jab of Mike McCallum.
Okay, break, break. That's it, good.
This for the WBA Junior Middleweight Championship, a title, incidentally, that Sugar Ray Leonard once held. I don't know how many folks remember that.
I remember, Barry.
Beat Ayub Kaluli. I remember, too.
Now, those are beautiful shots now. That was arm punch to the head.
Mannion seems ready to go to me. He's a little bit rubbery here. McCallum just peppering him.
Sean Mannion at this point has just become a stationary target.
He's a tired fighter, that is certain, as we come to the end of the round.
You've got to
put right hand to the body, you understand?
Come right back with that left hook. All right, baby, come on.
Keep the jab going, you understand? Now look, keep your hands up.
We come to the ninth round. Perhaps a little bit of confusion in the corner of Mike McCallum. A couple of voices being heard. One, that of Dan Duva, who has not been with him for a long period of time. Lou Duva, I beg your pardon.
Well, they see an opportunity. Well, Barry, they see an opportunity, and they got just too excited. And he was instructed to do a couple things, which is very confusing for a fighter. But I think due to the experience of Mike McCallum, he knows exactly what to do.
Well, as you've often said, you don't hear any of that anyway.
No, you don't.
McCallum doing a blue-collar job on Sean Mannion, pretty much, just doing what he has to do. A mechanical performance, and as Larry Merchant said, perhaps not a true test of just how good this fighter is, but nevertheless, he's been workmanlike, and he's getting the job done. And a W is a W, and a championship's a championship. Shouldn't go on this way.
The straight punches will not do the job for Mike McCallum. I think the uppercuts will come into play and be very effective. The left hook, the right uppercuts. But just put them together. The left jab is just setting Sean Mannion up for an uppercut or left hook.
now let's see if Mannion can keep it up here. He definitely hurt Mike McCallum.
The fight has taken a 180.
Just like that.
Just because Mannion was hurt, he just fired up.
McCallum on his bicycle now, trying to get his legs back. May have him. And that brought the crowd alive.
No punches.
So it wasn't too terribly long ago that it looked like Mannion's legs were gone, and then just like that, he turned the thing around here, at least for the briefest of moments.
Well, Barry, with the way this fight's been going now, it's so unpredictable of the outcome.
Mannion trying to lean in and taking some pretty good shots from McCallum in the process.
Again, Mannion fights back after he's been hit by Mike McCallum.
Coming down toward the end of the 9th round.
Well, as Ray's been saying, the impressive thing, the only impressive thing about Mannion through this fight has been that when he's hit, instead of falling back, he fires back. And that's a good sign. That's something you do want to see in a fighter, even when he's outgunned like this. Now here's the combination from McCallum that was led up to that good punch that Mannion finally did land, and it seemed to momentarily daze McCallum.
And you save them. You understand this? Okay.
Puffiness under the left eye of Sean Mannion now as well.
Come on, let's go, come on.
As Mike McCallum started to come to the center of the ring without his mouthpiece.
All right, break.
Mike McCallum actually had a similar incident happen to him back in October of 1983 when he was fighting Manuel Jimenez in Atlantic City. Seemed to be sailing toward a victory, which he ultimately got. But he was stunned by Jimenez in the 6th round, and just like that, Mannion goes down, but they say no knockdown.
Why is he pushing? I know you didn't mean it that way.
This fight could possibly end up as far as who in the best shape. And the referee warned Mike McCallum for pushing Sean Mannion down. That takes a lot of energy also, Barry.
Mannion, watch your head, okay?
And it's really unnecessary.
Mannion will have to do it on guts if he's going to do it. Got a left hand in there. Should point out the fact that neither of these men has fought beyond the 10-round distance, and here they are now in round number 10.
Again, this is when Sean Mannion should go to work. He should be throwing punches now instead of holding on.
Mannion missed with the left, got a right home. Seems Mannion would prefer a brawl. McCallum not really willing to give it to him.
Well, Barry, that's exactly what Mannion does best. Inside, he fights well inside. On the outside, he's run into a lot of problems with a boxer like Mike McCallum.
McCallum waited for Mannion to straighten up that time, then threw the right hand out.
I see fatigue in both fighters now. In fact, the way that Mike McCallum's throwing his punches, they're becoming arm punches now. And he's off balance. He's walking in, he's making a mistake. Mike McCallum is making a mistake of just walking in straight up.
Suddenly this fight is becoming one at close range.
This is when Sean Mannion should connect.
And he got a left hand in there, and he might have hurt McCallum again. McCallum tries to spin him around, get him out of there with that jab, and does so. Counter-punching right hand by Mannion again at the bell.
Mike, don't get careless. You're fucking careless. Don't get careless. Hello, Mike. Don't stay in this guy's body. Mike, this guy is dead. You understand?
You're hearing McCallum's corner.
Hello, don't be in no hurry.
As you can see, neither fighter has gone as far as he's going to be required to go for the rest of this fight. Neither fighter has gone more than 10 rounds.
Just keep on winning these rounds. You understand?
Earlier tonight, Steve McCrory, the Olympic flyweight champion, made his professional debut, an impressive fourth-round TKO over Jeff Hanna. There is the face of a fighter.
Round 11, and it appears this one will be won or lost on guts. Mike McCallum seemingly in command of this fight, but every time you really think he's going to put him away, up jumps Sean Mannion.
For some reason, Mannion thinks a resurgence of strength from somewhere, and he connects. And then all of a sudden he slows down, and then McCallum's able to land with that good left jab like he did there.
And Mannion has not been able to back up a good solid punch so far. His punches have been the harder of the two, and McCallum really came in here with more of the reputation as a puncher.
Signs of frustration on Sean Mannion's face. He shakes his head every time he gets hit by the left jab.
McCallum's corner telling him to keep going downstairs, just keep winning the rounds, don't get careless. He seems to be well in front in this fight.
Okay, break. Get back clean. Both of you. Okay, good.
Halfway through this 11th round, as you see.
All right, break. No punching. Step back. No punching. Step back.
The crowd will react more to Sean Mannion's punches as he has brought a gang of people down from the Boston area.
Now it's a lot of movement from Mike McCallum. And what Mannion should do, he should resort to a body attack. Slow that movement down.
Mannion has been breathing through his mouth since the 4th round. It does not seem to have affected him very much.
Okay, break. No punching. Step back clean. There you go.
Well, it's apparent, Barry, that both men are in fantastic shape. First time they've been past 10, and they still look good.
McCallum up on his toes a little bit more in this round, showing a little bit more leg speed.
All right, break. Watch the head, both of you, okay? Watch your head. All right.
You mentioned that his corner has told Mike McCallum not to get careless. Frankly, guys, I'd like to see him get a little careless or a little reckless. What has he got to lose? Mannion can't hurt him.
He does a better job when he's careless. In fact, he scored more punches.
His corner this round telling him that he has to back Mannion up.
Right, break. Step back clean. No punching. Go. Wait.
Mannion really hasn't had to go any kind of a distance. He's only had one fight since October 25th of 1983. That was the fight we spoke of a few moments ago with Manuel Jimenez. Since that time, he's had only one fight, and that only went one round. So he's been largely inactive, and yet
I can't understand it, Barry. Now Mannion's fighting a very intelligent fight now. I mean, he's moving, he's jabbing to the body, he's feinting, and he's connecting. Why he waiting until the 12th round, I'll never know.
bit of a low blow there by McCallum, but Mannion is still right in his face. And Mannion backs off from a right hand by McCallum.
Mannion's ready to go to me. He's been hit by the right hand, although it's not been a clean punch. He's still been able to daze Mannion for a second.
I thought that 4 rounds ago. Mannion's legs look a little rubbery to me. They don't look any worse now than they did then to me.
Well, his greatest attribute is a durable chin Mannion has. But again, though, he just seems to be wearing down to me. I think if McCallum just go to work, there's a great possibility he'll be able to get Mannion out of there.
McCallum was on his toes the last round. This round, he's back flat-footed.
Again, you notice that there was a slight delay when Mannion was hit. He just stood there.
And Mannion covering up a little bit more now. McCallum having things pretty much his own way at the moment.
It was delayed reaction from Mannion.
Little trickle of blood from the nose of Sean Mannion now. First sign of blood that we've seen in the last 6 or 7 rounds.
Okay, good.
So we come down toward the end of the 12th round, and once more, Mike McCallum just getting the job done.
They should check the nose of Sean Mannion.
There's a good right hand by McCallum.
He's ready to go, Barry.
And he's hurt from that uppercut. That definitely hurt him. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, break. Okay, break. That's it.
There's a left uppercut, and a right cross, a right uppercut, and a left cross, a left hook. Sean Mannion, in the rich tradition over the decades of Irish boxers who try to compensate with heart and cleverness for a lack of power.
Sean's corner instructed him to push him, bite him, and everything else, but I think it's just a little bit too late for that.
Well, the face that Sean Mannion looks at in the mirror tomorrow while he's shaving will not resemble the one that looked at him this morning.
All right, time over there.
And Mike McCallum starts off as though he wants to end right here.
McCallum needs to stop throwing those looping right hands and start throwing some right uppercuts.
Blood pretty profuse now from the nose of Mannion, who covers up again and once more looks as though he may be ready to go.
Hold it. Hold the action. Break. Step back.
That right eye of Mannion, too, is starting to swell from the bottom.
Very puffy underneath the right eye. And, of course, with blood coming from the nose, which appears to be broken, breathing becomes increasingly difficult.
Step back. No pushing. Step back clean.
Well, man, he's huffing and puffing now, and basically he's just fighting from the heart. And that's why I have to take my hat off to him. I mean, he has a great deal of desire to win. But I think at this point now, it looks a little hopeless.
And he covers up once more. We're at the midway point.
Those little sneak uppercuts by Mike McCallum.
Every one of those got through to the face of Sean Mannion.
It doesn't look like much, but they're very effective and do a great deal of damage.
Break.
And the eye now virtually closed. That is the right eye of Sean Mannion. Crowd sensing that the end is
Mannion is still in the fight. I mean, although I would suggest him stop it, but still, he hangs in there after being hit. The body shots thrown by Mike McCallum has taken their toll. Mannion remains a stationary target, just taking the uppercuts, the right hands, left hook.
Taking a lot of punishment, now saying, come on and fight.
He's trying to psych his man.
And he's taking a lot of shots here.
Oh, he's ready to go. He's ready
Perez
to go.
taking a good long look here.
It's all instinct now. What McCallum needs to do is take his time and not rush himself and pick his shots. They should stop it there. I really feel that at this point now, this man definitely should not continue to fight.
The nose is pretty nasty. He has no chance of winning. Other than sheer pride, there's really no reason to go on with this.
They should stop this fight.
Okay.
Sean Mannion.
In your nose and out your mouth.
Take the time. Take the time.
Stay back.
Sean Mannion shaking his head, trying to get the cobwebs out. His corner telling him he wants you in an alley fight.
14.
Ring doctor did talk with Tony Perez, the referee. And we'll see how far this goes on. Ray, I know you feel it should have been stopped already.
Yeah, but I mean, really, the guy's been hit by some tremendous shots. And these punches like that, devastating shots, they take their toll on the fighter, especially his career and even his health. Sean has demonstrated he has a lot of heart, but enough is enough, really, because McCallum now is just picking his shots.
One of our number here at HBO did overhear the conversation between the ring physician and Tony Perez, the referee, and there seemed to be an indication that Perez would not let this go too far.
Okay, break.
Another good right hand by Mike McCallum.
That right hand zeroed in on his chin.
Really hurt.
Just watch the legs of Sean Mannion, and you can see the conditions he's in.
Another good right hand by McCallum. He pushes him away.
All right, break. Break back to both of you.
Tony Perez looking very closely midway through the 14th round.
Push him away.
Again, those body shots Sean Mannion doesn't like. Beautiful left jab.
McCallum just doing it at will now. Mannion, all guts. But that's really a backhanded compliment.
Push him away. 2-1-3.
If McCallum wants to get his man out, all he has to do is cut the ring off, work that body again, bring those uppercuts back to the chin, and he'll see a major change in this entire fight.
Break lane.
45 seconds remaining here in the 14th round. It appears, at least at the moment, that Sean Mannion will survive yet another storm.
Again, a beautiful right hand delivered by Mike McCallum. I think Mike McCallum's getting a little arm weary from throwing so many shots. And I guess he can't believe this guy's taking it.
Took another good right hand from McCallum, did Sean Mannion. McCallum pushing him away in the face. And Tony Perez reminds him of that. Inside of 10 seconds.
All right, break. Break.
Okay, come on, take it.
This is it, kid. You gotta go out and fight like a dog. This is an alley fight. You're listening. Do you hear me? Fight like a dog. Right? Back him up and fight.
Have your hands up good now. Stick the guy. Keep pushing him back. Don't let the guy come forward. Now look. Hey. Now while you all you got to do to this guy now is throw straight right hands to the body, hit the guy on the arms.
It's an alley fight. You understand?
Keep the work.
But don't be in no hurry to these things, right? Now you're going to try to swing these guys' heads, you're going to look bad. All right?
Sean Mannion has 3 minutes. Mike McCallum has 3 minutes to a championship.
Okay, break. Get back to him.
Sean Mannion will have earned his $75,000 in this fight.
Well, Sean Mannion now is starting to take the full impact of the punches because through fatigue, he's starting to fall into the blows. So they're much more devastating now. You see there, Barry, he's running to his left jab, right hand.
Two minutes remaining in this one. And McCallum straightens Mannion right up with an uppercut.
All right, break. No pushing. Get back. Okay, go.
When Sean Mannion is hit, it's like a delayed reaction. He doesn't react until later on.
Hold it. No pushing. That's it. Okay, good.
See the concentration in Mike McCallum's eyes. He's waiting for that right hand.
Got a short right hand right there that backed Mannion off once again. Mannion takes a deep breath. He's still got a half a round to go.
Watch for that right hand again to the head. And it's going to be thrown like a right hook.
Mannion got a lunging left hand in, but there's not much left there.
Hold it. Up punches. Get back.
1 minute left in this fight.
Hold it. Watch your head, Mannion. Okay, watch your head come in, okay?
Still trying to do a job here.
Well, I guess everyone can see that Sean Mannion has the heart of a lion, but also he's outclassed by a good boxer like Mike McCallum.
Break, clean.
McCallum, meanwhile, is just 15 seconds away from a championship, junior middleweight championship. And Sean Mannion will survive this one. And Mike McCallum will be the champion.
Good fight. I got it. You got the title, baby.
So in the ring, I don't think there's any question about this one. Oftentimes, you don't like to jump the officials and say, how's this one going to go? But in this case, I don't think there's any question about it. Class 1 out here.
Well, I think the fact of the matter is, they should have stopped the fight in 13 rounds. I personally feel. I take my hat off to Sean Mannion. I mean, he stayed in there, but he was totally outclassed.
You're terrific. You got the mouthpiece?
Really no contest in this fight, almost right from the outset. The story of this fight was really written in the first chapter, and that was McCallum's jab on the right side of the head of Mannion.
Well, it was an artistic fight for Mike McCallum, and I think the most devastating punches were the uppercuts. He was able to land the right uppercut, left uppercut. I want you to buy it. That beautiful left uppercut thrown there by Mike McCallum did a lot of damage to the eyes of Sean Mannion.
Very effective jab that McCallum had, and it really kept Mannion off him, and the only way Mannion was going to be in this fight at all was to get inside, and he was really by and large unable to do that.
But then again, Barry, on the other side, he was capable because a lot of times when he was hurt, he would fire back.
So Mike McCallum will be the WBA junior middleweight champion of the world, a title, as we mentioned, that Sugar Ray Leonard held by way of beating Ayub Kaluli. Should also mention that Mike McCallum also beat Ayub Kaluli, knocked him out in the 7th round. Just how good Mike McCallum is, we might not really know until another fight, maybe two fights.
Well, he's growing, he's developing, and he's going to improve. He's going to get stronger, and you're going to see a lot of Mike McCallum.
He did say, as a matter of fact, and I think we mentioned it near the top of this fight, that his toughest fights have come in a gym at Kronk, where there are an awful lot of pretty good fighters. One, of course, sitting right behind us tonight, Tommy Hearns.
Well, there's so much talent in the Kronk Gymnasium, and the fact that I can agree with that.
There is, however, a little bit of trouble in paradise so far as Mike McCallum and Emmanuel Stewart and Kronk are concerned. Stewart was not at his corner tonight. Uduva was. There's a look at Tommy Hearns looking on. And he saw a guy who was a very creditable performer tonight. Tommy affecting the designer glasses. And next to him, Milt McCrory, who saw his brother in very impressive fashion in his professional debut tonight. And these two guys can laugh. They are both champions. Tommy Hearns, of course, here to see Marvelous Marvin Hagler. That fight upcoming live from here in Madison Square Garden. And Hearns can only lick his chops and lick his wallet, for that matter, at the prospects of that fight. Meanwhile, we await the official decision here. Mike McCallum obviously thinks that he's won the fight. If pictures are 1,000 words, you only have to look at Sean Mannion on one side of the ring and Mike McCallum on the other to know who won and who lost this fight. Right now, let's go up to the ring announcer, Michael Buffer, to get the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Here is the official scoring. Judge Johnny Lobianco scores at 149-123. Judge Carol Castellano scores at 150-134. And Judge Carol Paula scores at 149-136 for the winner by unanimous decision and the new World Boxing Association Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, Mike the Body Snatcher McCallum.
Mike McCallum is the predictable winner here. I don't think there's any question about it. The tone for this fight was set at the outset, and really, Mike McCallum never looked back.
Well, it was a great show of boxing demonstration by Mike McCallum. He was very impressive. Sean Mannion just showed a great deal of heart, but just couldn't get inside.
Showed a good jab, no question about that, and that's really what set up and kept Mannion off in the entire fight.
Well, the left jab played a major role in the fight. In fact, Sean Mannion just got to figure out a way to get inside without being hit by the left jab of Mike McCallum.
All right, right now, Larry Merchant is with the winner and new champion, Mike McCallum. Larry?
Mike, you were in the same stable with the other junior middleweight champion, Tommy Hearns. You finally got out from under his shadow. What are your feelings about that?
Well, in a sense, I'm happy because I was under his shadow most of the time. Nothing taken away from Thomas Hearns. He's a great, great, true champion. He's a good inspiration to all of the guys in the Kronk team, also to me. We had some great workouts in the gym. It's just that a little misunderstanding with the Duran fight. I felt that I'm getting old and #1 contender for a year and almost a half. I need my shot. So the only way I could do is get out there, get my shot.
Why could you knock Sean Mannion out?
Sean is a durable fighter, very tough. I knew before the fight, going in the fight, that Sean would be a tough fight. I haven't fight for about 8 months, and I think that I have a lot to do with me. And I came back, I did 50 rounds. I think I'm proud of myself. A little bit of time I get, a little bit reckless in the middle part of the round, but get myself back together. There was no stopping there. I knew I had to win the fight for Jamaica, myself. Jamaica hadn't had a champion in a long, long time. I'm the first champion, and I'm proud of that. Thanks to you people, Jamaica, I did it.
Thank you.